The phone's on, somebody's on there. I didn't identify who dialed in, but somebody's there.
You can ask.
Can you tell me who's on the line, please?
Yeah, this is Kapil from BHP.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's 6 o'clock. I call the meeting to order at this time. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Lance Lindsay will lead us in that. Thank you, Lance, for your service to our country. And we're going to do the invocation. I've asked Mary Ann Bell to lead us in that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God of peace, we invite you to preside over this meeting. Grant us clarity of thought and purpose as we seek to make decisions that honor you and benefit all in the town of Superior. Amen.
Thank everybody for being here. We'll do roll call. Commissioner Mike Keene. Here. Commissioner Lance Lindsay.
Here.
Commissioner Hank Gutierrez.
Present.
Commissioner Todd Conaway.
Here.
Commissioner Mary Ann Bell.
Here.
Co-chairman Robert Bell.
Here.
And I am here. We have a quorum. First item of business is the consent agenda. Number 1 is the approval of the minutes of planning and zoning meeting on May 7th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of 2026.
There's a motion by Todd Conaway to approve the minutes of the planning and zoning meeting on May 7th. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Robert Bell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. And now we're on to new business, item F. This business is for a temporary use permit requested by BHP. Okay, we are having public hearing, discussion, possible approval of resolution number 2026-05, a resolution of the Planning and Zoning Commission of the Town of Superior, Arizona, approving a temporary use permit for a laydown yard for temporary storage of excavated materials, clean fill material, landscape materials, trailers, connex boxes, and related materials and structures noted on the submitted site plan on APNS, which is assessor's parcel numbers 105-11-0710, 105-11-0700, and 105-11-0690. I have a presentation that was given to us recommending the project and a recommendation on the project. Discuss resolution number 2605, a resolution which I already read. I'm not going to read that again. Project analysis. On May 11th, 2026, BHP submitted an application for a temporary use permit for a laydown yard consisting of temporary storage of excavated materials, clean fill material, landscape materials, trailers, connex boxes, and related materials and structures. These uses have been illustrated in the attached site plan for the laydown yard. This laydown yard is part of a soils remediation program approved by the State Department of Environmental Quality, allowing BHP to temporarily store excavated soil at the laydown prior to transporting to its final repository. The applicant has indicated that the soils to be stored at the site is non-hazardous from a Resource Conservation and Recovery Act perspective, and ongoing monitoring and sampling will be performed during the remedial activities. The proposed use is approved by ADEQ's Water Quality Division under a construction general permit, a stormwater management permit that applies to sites with greater than 1 acre of disturbed area. The applicant has indicated that remedial activities will occur for a period of 3 to 5 years, and the site itself will be remediated in order to prepare it for sale or other use. Given this period of time, the zoning administrator has determined that the installation of a chain link fence or similar fencing material will suffice in place of the typically required 8-foot CMU wall, which is concrete masonry units, for similar uses. Before we ask for open the public hearing, I'd like to ask Todd if he has any comments that he'd like to make, and we'll also give an opportunity to Mr. Kapil of BHP to make comments if he likes.
BHP has been working with us this entire time. Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. BHP has been working with us in good faith the entire time that they've been setting this plan out. There are a number of reviews they've gone through: fire marshal review, the engineer review, the floodplain administrator reviewed and approved this. They have acquired a permit for haulage and a plan to minimize the impact of haulage on our roads. Especially, they're going to focus their activity on the Panther Bridge side as opposed to going up Sunset and Panther wherever possible. So they have worked with us to address every concern. Again, the determination this is non-hazardous material does make it a little easier decision. We do want these properties cleaned up in town. This will be a major endpoint for us if we can get a clean bill of health for all of our residences in town. Each property will get a no further action letter indicating that they're clean, and that will be recorded on title so that we can make sure that there's no obstruction for properties to be transferred in the town of Superior.
Thanks, Todd. Mr. Kapil, is there anything you'd like to say prior to our opening this up to public hearing?
Yeah, just that from BHP's perspective, we will follow all the stipulations provided to us by the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality and the regulations of the permit under the town of Superior.
Okay, thank you. It's 6:07. At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing for any of the public that would like to make comments, ask questions. Pam, would you like to step up to the mic?
Where's the mic?
Right up there.
Just curious why, if it's non-hazardous, why are we removing it from everybody's yard? And if the wind blows, isn't it going to blow to the neighbors' lots?
Todd, would you like to address that?
Sure. I would prefer Kapil answer that question. The information we've all been provided is that at this concentration it is not a hazardous material.
Right.
So if he would like to address that, I'm welcome to do
Mr.
so.
Kapil, would you like to address that? Did you understand the comment?
Yeah, yeah. So I agree that the material is not considered hazardous material. Material will be impacted because we will be collecting material that have in exceedance of lead and arsenic, and we'll be storing it securely at the laydown yard for a temporary purpose, and then it will be hauled away to a final repository after the testing is complete.
Okay, thank you, Graham. Did that answer your question?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Oh, you didn't understand? Okay. Mr. Kapil, would you like to try one more time? The lady that asked the question didn't understand what you were saying.
Sure. We are only holding the material at the laydown yard for a temporary purpose. The material will later be hauled away to a final repository, either at another BHP site or any other suitable location. So this is only a temporary holding spot for the material. We will be conducting testing of the material to ensure that the waste is not considered hazardous, and we will also be doing dust monitoring and management to ensure that you don't have risk of wind-blown issues.
Yeah, I can make a comment.
Go ahead, Hank.
I think if I'm understanding what the resident is referring to, Mr. Kapil, was the fact that once you bring the material that has been disturbed from the private residence and bring it into your laydown yard, is there going to be a method to contain dust if there's wind that may pick up from your containment pile within your property? So, the wind blows pretty much, especially during the summer, or actually any time during the year, to make sure that it doesn't spread through wind. Would that be a fair statement? I think that was probably more of what your question is. So once you move the material to a spot, it's loose material. And if it's a windy day, which it happens, that some of the material may be blowing around the general area. Would that be fair?
That is, but they also, the reason they're removing it is because it's supposed to be hazardous.
I have a question. If you find out when you remove this material and placed it into your temporary holding area, and you do the analysis and you find out it is contaminated with lead or arsenic or some other contamination, does it stay there or does it get removed immediately?
It's already been analyzed
It will
before
only
it's
be
taken
stored
out.
there for a short term, and it gets removed there and placed in a final repository. So no matter what the contamination of the material is, we do not plan to hold this material at the laydown for a long term. It's a very short term. We store the material, we haul it away to its final repository.
So the short term could be up to 5 years, correct?
My estimation is the short term would be less than a year.
Okay, any other comments from the public?
They don't analyze it there.
They do.
No. They analyze it in your yard.
No, but it also says in here that they will analyze it at the site.
At the site too.
Yes.
But they've already
They will-
analyzed it in
No.
your yard.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I just got this done. They came out, they take core samples of different parts of my yard. And then if the evaluation and the testing of it will not start for 3 to 4 months. They have not started testing any of them according to the phone call that I placed to the soil program.
Well, I have a property that was tested and it came out clean. I have another property that belongs to a landlord. It's been tested and it's dirty.
But those aren't kept at this location, I don't believe yet. Are they, Todd?
No, what will happen, for the soil remediation, is they will dig up the yard. They will clear the whole surface. They'll take it down to a level where it tests clean. And the remediation levels are, we're not talking huge amounts above the limits. We're talking, generally there's a very small amount over the limit. When you aggregate it with the rest of the material in the yard when you're hauling it away, generally it creates a product with even lower arsenic, which is likely below the legal limits. And that will be taken to the yard, it'll be tested and verified that it's below the limits according to what they've told us. And they'll do dust suppression to make sure that it doesn't blow in the wind. That's what he said when she asked the question. And it will be hauled away once they determine the final destination for it. It's again up to the committee whether that is what is okay with you. This material is already in every yard in town. So if it's blowing now. So what they're doing is collecting this material and removing it from our community. So this is a net environmental win for us. They have to do something with the material. They have to be able to collect it with their equipment, bring it to a storage yard, arrange for a heavy haul, and to take it away. So where's that spot going to be? There's not a lot of vacant land around town. They own a very large chunk of it. That's really the question.
How do they plan to suppress it?
What was that?
How do they plan to suppress it?
He said they're gonna use dust control suppression. You know, you can ask them specifically what that means. Generally it means they keep the pile wet so it doesn't blow.
At the end of the day, to simplify this, removing areas that they already tested with a level of contamination, and just moving it to a different location.
It's still the same material within our town.
Yep, it's already out there.
Yeah.
And as far as suppression, in my mind, suppression is keeping it either moist or covered so it doesn't blow. That would be mine. Probably more of a spray than a cover.
And the Planning and Zoning Commission is approving a temporary use permit. You can stipulate that you want to verify that dust control is implemented at the site, and then you want us to follow up and make sure that it's done. You could do that as a part of your motion.
Say that again.
You could stipulate as a part of your motion that you would like the permit, the temporary use permit, to say that they will implement advanced dust control, and that the town will verify that it is followed through on. Generally, this will require, an operation like this will require an air quality permit, either through the state or the county, so they will have to apply for that permit separately as well.
Well, what I've seen lately, just, and I think with DHP, is if they actually gone the extra mile, they're really doing dust mitigation by watering the short tract of dirt that they have within that property. So I'm kind of impressed by that. They had some fill to eliminate the loose soil that was already there. So I think they're going the extra mile to do that. Very impressive what they've done out there.
And generally, if you have an existing dust control permit, they are not, like for instance, if you look at Perlite Road going out to the Amherst pit, if you see dust out there, it means Amherst isn't operating. If they are operating, that road is muddy, it's wet, because they water the road down. Because if they create dust, a complaint will be called in against their permit and they can receive fines for not following through on it. So we want to verify that they have received a dust air quality permit and that the stipulations of that permit are being followed. That's absolutely something that we can put in the temporary use permit.
Okay, any other comments from the public? Okay, at 6:18, I will close the public hearing and open it up to any additional discussion that the commission has at this time.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you had, Mr. Capil, you had stated that this material is from property cleanup throughout the town. So the whole town of Superior, or what specific areas?
All properties are being tested. It's going to take years probably to do that. That's why the
Okay.
3 to 5 year window period is what they're talking about. The town has had dozens tested. All of ours have come back clean so far. I believe they've only found about 6 or 7 at my last count that are actually needing cleanup. But they've just started. They're just doing the testing now. So everybody gets notices. They offer it. My house hasn't been tested yet. I'm sure some people on the board have been tested, some have not. It will take a long time to go through the entire community. There are 1,400 properties or so in town.
I think overall this is good for our community.
Yeah.
I think it's a net win.
It's a net win.
I do have a question for Mr. Kapil. If in this resolution we stipulate advanced dust control, what would you do?
Yeah, certainly. Just to go back to what Todd said previously, so we have already received a dust permit with the county, and we're following the precautions recommended there. Water is our primary means of dust suppression, but if we see any triggers that are exceeded in the amount of dust being created, then we will be looking at emulsifiers or dust suppression agents to be sprayed on the material, and that essentially make a top layer on the material, and so that prevents it from being distributed by wind. So we can definitely look at that as an additional control if necessary.
So if that's already on your agenda to do that, if those conditions require it?
Yeah, so we'll be monitoring. We've got dust monitors all across the laydown already, and we've been monitoring the amount of dust being created from our operations.
Okay.
So at the moment, we are not seeing anything in exceedance or anything even close to the level of exceedance because of the practices that we have put in place, and we keep monitoring that. And if we feel that the risk from being distributed material is slightly getting higher, then we will start using some additional materials to ensure that the dust does not catch up.
Thank you, sir. Any additional questions, comments from the commission?
I just wanted to say that going through this process, it has been very, very easy. They contacted me, they came out, they made a time when I was available to come out and do the core samples. The people that were doing it were very, very professional. They sent me a follow-up letter stating that they've gotten all my core samples and that in the next 3 or 4 months I'll get a decision of what they found, if they found anything. If they do find something, then they totally re-landscape your yard. I mean,
I was like, I might get
wow.
this one in my yard.
I was like, that's like a win. I'm like, if you have to pull up all the rock and everything, and yeah, we'll make it all nice and put it back down and everything. So I haven't had a problem with it. I think it's going to do a good for our town.
Okay. Any other questions or comments before I request a motion? Hearing none, is there a motion concerning resolution number 2026-05?
Make a motion to approve resolution 2026-5, approving the temporary use permit for the BHP laydown yard for a period of 5 years.
Not 3 to 5 years, but 5 years.
Well, up to 5 years,
Up to
3 to 5 years.
So we have a motion by Todd Conaway to approve resolution number 2026-05. Do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a second by Vice Chairman Robert Bell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The resolution is approved. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the discussion. I thought that was a great discussion and very enlightening from Mr. Kapil. Thank you so much, sir, for your input on this matter. Moving along, we're moving along to item G, call to the public. At this time, is there anybody from the public that would like to address the commission?
Nobody signed in.
Seeing none, I close the public hearing. Summary of current events. Is there anybody, rather than going through everybody, is there anybody that has any current events they would like to bring up at this meeting? So it's just me. Okay. I want to thank the staff for your preparation for this meeting and all the documents that needed to be prepared. Thank you for that. I do want to announce that the Chamber of Commerce is having their luncheon on June 9th, on Wednesday, June 17th. The speaker is going to be Ron Torrio. He's with Ivanhoe Electric, and he's there to promote his company. And also at that meeting, the Chamber will be announcing the introduction and introducing their new executive director. And I don't know who that is, but I'm sure the rumors are flying. Okay. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. I motion. We have a motion by Commissioner Mike Keene to adjourn. Is there a second?
I second.
We have a second by Mary Ann Bell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank